So yes, like marketing have evolved a lot since the last couple of years. Like yes, we have seen the advent of chat GPTs and how that's affecting our day-to-day businesses, which is kind of great. How LLMs are becoming our go-to part in our businesses right now. So and even marketing automations, integrated LLMs, like Jeff said just a while ago. So yes, marketeers have seen a lot of shift in the momentum, right from the AI to the LLMs to automations and so on. So now, if we want to levitate and take it one step forward, then I think quantum would be the next big factor. Not as an SEO, but I would say more as a quantum science marketing, because quantum is on the roll. Like if you go into IBM or Google, so there are various quantum simulations, quantum online libraries that you can use nowadays. So quantum would be the next big thing. So the thing is that with the help of quantum, like information retrieval systems like Google, like social media, like e-commerce platforms, so they can just calculate things once, not by one step at a time, but more than they can just calculate everything, every single thing at the same time. So with having that being said, we can make use of very good principalities like superpositions or entanglement, where we can run through a lot of data sets all at the same time, and we can just make sure that and we will actually see that they are actually making their lives quite easy. So the search shift is happening. Yes, they are, because once again, like with lots and lots more businesses coming online every single day, I would say. As per Statista, more than 1.3 million websites are being made live every single day, and the data is only from a couple of countries, like if you take the tier 1 countries. Now, if you take the whole world, the data goes beyond 4 million websites in a single day, which is quite huge. So, doesn't matter, like, or irrespective of the niche you are in. So, I would pretty much say that the trend is very high. The trend is the trend out there is quite phenomenal, because there is a lot more competition out there. Your competitors might be using the LLMs or any part of the generative answer retrieval systems like Google Gemini, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and etc. to formulate a lot of the contents out there. So it's quite high time that the search shift is happening, and we adopt to that, because of the very fact that your competitors would not be setting ideas, because they would also be taking the help from the GPTs to generate or take ideas about the content. They would also be dependent on a lot of the advanced natural language processing systems to understand more about their competitors, their like how to break and how to reverse engineer the competition and so on. So I think so having said all of these factors, so if we can process data simultaneously and we can take the most out of that, so that is where we can not only play, but we can actually turn the data up and down. So this is where quantum science no longer works alone, because of the very fact that yes, just like I said just now, that if we use a standalone system, like let's say I'm having a new website and I'm being dependent on ChatGPTs or XYZ to take an idea about a particular content out there, and also at the same time, one of my bigger competitor is also taking the help of ChatGPT to even understand about another content or about another perspective of the content. So the problem out here is that both me and my competitors are correct in a way. However, the problem really goes out of the place that even Google needs to fight to the very strategic level that, okay, like both of them have the correct level of the competition, but still we need to rank any of them. Now, if they want to really rank out of both of us, then they need to understand in a macroscopic way of who are providing the highest level of social trust, providing the good amount of expertise, authority, trust, topical authority, and so on and so having said all of these factors, so content, yes, they are still important, but still your judgment, your landing pages should be looked one step forward rather than just looking that from the content perspective, and and when we follow all of them in a parallel way, so that is where I think marketers should leverage more towards the parallel or multi-dimensional marketing. What is quantum SEO? So to make the things very simple, I start by just a basic thing. So any SEO has three main problems. The first one is interpretation of the intent and understanding the probability. So yes, because a particular content can have lot of search queries, can denote a lot of intent out there. So intent has now become the main challenge, I would say, because the thing is that Google would really love your website if you are providing more contextual information towards the users or your end-to-end users. And having said that, the more interpretation, the more comfortable zone you're providing to your end users by respecting their intent would be the next big factor. Real-time content adaptation, as I said, people are using the help of generative AI to develop a lot of contents out there. However, if you can provide some more extras your social trust, how much authoritativeness you are providing, and what are the goodwill gestures, then that content would stand out of the crowd. And last but not the least, the predictive models to forecast if that particular trend would be would continue on the journey, or if you lose down on that. So having said that, if you pretty much focus on a futuristic model where you are mostly trying to understand the intent, playing with the probability factor, getting the real-time content updation or adaptation, and even using predictive models to forecast a lot of factors. So I think that is where quantum science can come into your consumer expectation, and how the AI model can more understand the contextual relevancy. Like I said, generative AI outputs obviously are replacing the conventional search results, but the thing is that your competitors are not sitting idle either. They are also taking the help of that. So you want to make sure that not only you are taking the help of the generative AI or your competitors, but you are taking that one step forward into understanding how futuristic impact you can put that on a particular campaign. And yes, there are fewer algorithms out there in the market. It's like skipping the guesswork, because right now many of us are habituated with the fact of A/B testing. Yes, if we want to run some ads, if we want to perform some you can say some UX design or UX level operations, then A/B testing right now is the common term that every marketer does, and there is nothing bad with that. But the problem with that is it's just like the guesswork. Okay, I have a page A and page B, so that is being served to my end users, and I'm at the you can say at the consent or at the mercy of my user to pick any of the page A or B, which we can then make it live. But still, somewhere this is since now we are dealing with a lot of LLMs, chat GPTs, generative AIs and all. So I think it's kind of it is the guesswork of 2025 or beyond. So we should cut the corners of just having a guesswork, and we can have a lot of A/B testings happening in real time, not just having a live page, but we can really do that in codings. We have an n number of variations, maybe hundreds of variations of a page, and we can do a data modeling of which page can help us in more smooth ranking, more proper relevance, more well connected to the end user. And I think for that, quantum tunneling is one of the concepts that patent. So you can just open any of the software as the Ocean or IBM Qiskit library, QUIT, KSIT. So these are some of the open libraries that you can use, and you can even do a quantum level of page ranking, so that you can train Google, you can let their crawlers know of the information before even you are being queued from your competitors. And most importantly, you can preserve the crawl budget damage, because there is a saying the more you help the Google's crawler to understand more about the content, the greater will be the edge, so that you can get a more good context out there in the search, and even better than a proper data set, proper training model, how we can train a particular LLMs or a generative AI. So that would be the era of quantum. Not like today our discussion was only about quantum science, but quantum is a big chapter overall. So it's very much useful, like if you gear up your marketing strategies from now itself, because the thing is like quantum can make things literally faster, and the decision process is very higher after all. So I think it's these early shockwave that you need to get used to. For example, like 10 years back, there was no chat GPT, there was no AI, but the businesses that was gearing themselves, their businesses for AI are seeing very good improvement right nowadays. So similarly, if businesses are adopting themselves to quantum, I think like over the next decade, they can really see a fast system. So yeah, that's all.